Hi, I'm Charity Linda Hunt, burpee addict. Some of you might know my transformation story. I've lost 40 pounds and I've dropped 12 pant sizes. Now, I didn't do it alone, it wasn't a magic pill. I used a program called Lady Boss, and through the motivation of others and the positivity that I felt there, I grew immensely inside, but that transformed on the way that I look. What happened on the inside is immeasurable and you just can't measure it. I continue to want to grow and I keep reading different books to help my growth. I continue to listen to others that I want to be like, and I always want to help others. So, what I wanted to do was I wanted to share some of my friends' stories. I have so many friends that have transformed through different methods and different ways and programs. Um, so I wanted to share with you today Angie Asman. She has an incredible story, and she's just very infectious with the way that she's changed herself and how she wants to help others too. So I hope what you hear today is helpful, and every week I'm going to be trying to pick someone to interview and to share with you how they did it, what they struggled with, and how they got through it, and how they continue to be amazing. So I have Angie here. I know Angie through AdvoCare. Angie, I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself. Just introduce yourself to everyone.
Cool. So my name's Angie Asman. I live in Wisconsin. That's how I know Charity, through AdvoCare and through working out. I've been in the health and wellness industry for a little over 10 years. But I think what we're probably going to talk about today is what happened before I came into health and wellness. So I'll probably be answering questions about that, I would think. Just a little bit of background. I'm a mom, I'm a stepmom. We have an 11-year-old, a 15-year-old, and an 18-year-old. In terms of kids, I'm 47. I love to work out. I love to help people get healthier. So that's me in a nutshell, I think.
Very good. So when I first met you, you were telling me a little bit about the AdvoCare cleanse, and then you introduced yourself with your transformation. I want you to tell me a little bit about that. How many years ago, and how much did you lose?
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm 47 now, but I used to be like a completely different person. I had my daughter when I was 32. I have an accounting degree, so I was working in accounting. You guys, I gained so much weight with my daughter. I did not have a healthy lifestyle. I was in Weight Watchers when I was in 8th grade. I mean, just very unhealthy. And so when I turned 34, I had my 2-year-old daughter. I was miserable in my accounting job, and I weighed probably close. I mean, I don't know the exact number because who wants to really remember that, but I think I weighed probably close to 240, 250. And I didn't work out. I didn't take good care of myself. But what I knew is that if I didn't figure it out, my daughter was going to be in Weight Watchers when she was in 8th grade. Right. And so I just really started, the way I really started was I went to an exercise class. I went to a step aerobics class, which was a nightmare because I didn't know what I was doing. But what I found there was a community, and I found coaches to help me. And over the course of the next about 3 to 4 years, I ended up losing close to 100 pounds. Lost the weight. I started teaching fitness. I ended up opening my own studio. I left accounting, kind of took that jump, just because what I realized in my weight loss journey is that it wasn't complicated. It was hard, but it wasn't complicated. And what I really needed, and what I believe people really need, is someone to help them. And so I thought, that's what I needed. I bet there's thousands of people out there that need that as well. Just going to jump off the cliff, leave my accounting job. And then I just jumped into fitness and AdvoCare and coaching and just the whole thing. And then, I've been doing that now for over 10 years. So I think one of the big things that's big part of my story that I think a lot of you need to hear is that I've maintained the weight loss. right? That's, that might be harder than losing it. So I just love helping people do that. Did I answer the question?
Yeah. So that was about 10 years ago?
Yeah, when I decided, so I opened my studio in 2008. So yeah, 10 years ago.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I was still doing like both accounting and fitness for a while, just to kind of pay the bills until things caught up. But
Cool. And so
yeah.
you said you're about 240 then. About where are you now?
So I'm anywhere, depending on the time of the year, anywhere between 170 and 180-ish. I now focus much more on my body composition than exactly what my weight is. So I can't even tell you what I weigh right now. I probably weigh myself 3 times a year now because I just can't like handle the scale. But I do measure, you know, my waist. I do know my body fat percent. I monitor that. I know what size I wear. You know, in that journey of weight loss and fitness and coming into AdvoCare, you know, my body composition really changed. So there was actually a point where I weighed probably like 160, but I wore a size like 10. And now I weigh somewhere between 170, 180, and I wear a size 8, right? So there's a lot, I think a lot of people need to be considering their body composition and how muscle on your body makes a difference, and other things to measure besides the scale, right?
Yeah.
Somebody asked me the other day, like, yeah, like you just asked me, what do you weigh? I'm like, I don't know, but I don't like the number, whatever it is. I'm never going to like the number. But yeah, it's better than being in the 200s for sure.
I'm glad you really said that because I am a huge advocate for just don't even look at the scale because we're all on, you know, as women, we're having different hormones, you know, traveling with us. So, you know, depending on the time of the month, it's going to be a completely different number. So it's really hard for women to look at that scale, and, you know, it's not fair because that number shouldn't define where you're at. And I'm really glad you said that. So you don't look at the scale and you look at the composition of your body. So I think that's awesome. Is there one thing that you tried that just didn't work at all?
Yeah, honestly, I've probably done every diet in the book. South Beach, Atkins, you want me to name them all? Low fat, low protein, high protein, blah, 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 all of them, right? I don't think any diets work. That's the bottom line there. What I found for myself and for my clients is that you have to find something that is sustainable for you, that's not going to keep you in deprivation mode for the rest of your life. The goal with wellness is to feel good, right? Not to deprive yourself. You don't have to, I don't personally believe in like fasting for days or cutting out all of your carbohydrates, or I don't believe in any of that. So I can't say that they don't work because all diets work. If you think about it, if you're going to do fast, and I'm not knocking anything, right? I'm just talking about my personal experience, but like if you're going to do fasting, of course it's going to work. You're cutting out hours of the day that you're not eating. If you're going to do, let's say, keto, of course it's going to work. You're cutting out a whole group of macronutrients. So all diets work. You will lose weight if you follow any diet. The big question is it something you will maintain? Because if you're doing something that is so miserable that you're like, I'm only going to do this till the end of January, I can guarantee you're going to gain that weight back, right? So you have to find something that is sustainable, right? That you can deal with. And for me, you know, just being honest, like if I cut out peanut butter and cheese and wine, I lose weight. I'll lose 10 pounds in a couple months, right? And sometimes I do that at the beginning of the year. I don't do that all year round because peanut butter and cheese are like, make me happy. So you just got to find that balance for you. You got to make sure you're moving your body. I mean, it's the whole thing. Any diet you're on that says you shouldn't exercise is something you should not be on. So that's just, you know, kind of my opinion. I'm very common sense, very simple approach to helping people lose weight. And I'll tell you, if you back it up with my story, it took me a long time. It took me like 3 or 4 years to lose the weight. And that's not sexy at all. If I said to you, hey, I'm going to help you lose 60 pounds and it's going to take you 4 years, would you be like, no, thanks. Somebody else told me I could lose 60 pounds in 3 months, right? So it's not super attractive sometimes to tell somebody that, hey, you can lose all this weight, but it's going to take time and you're going to have to commit, because that's not really the world we live in. I just ordered something on Amazon this morning that's going to be here tonight, right? We live in a fast-paced, a quick fix world. But with weight loss, if you want to maintain it, if you want to be sustainable and you want to remain halfway happy person, it's going to take a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's been like, what, 10 years since the transformation? So what's it like for you? It's not like a happily ever after.
No.
Struggles now. So what struggles do you face now and how do you face them?
So I struggle, I'm getting better with it. I think age helps a lot. So if you're young, just know that as you get older, it helps a lot. But I struggle with, my body is like, I was given a certain body type, and I can make my body type the best that I'm willing and choosing to make it right now. But I'm probably never going to look like Elle Macpherson. I don't even know if you guys know who she is. She's an older model. But so I struggle with, I think we all struggle with, like, I see all the pictures on Instagram of the 6-pack abs and, the super fit women and the models, right? And I struggle with, my body doesn't look like that. But the truth is I personally am not willing to do what it would take to look like that, right? You guys, to have a 6-pack, your body fat has to be super low and you got to be on point with your diet. And I'm going to tell you, I want to enjoy my life. And to me, enjoying my life means being, about 80%, sometimes 70% clean with my diet. And just really sort of accepting my body and all that it's able to do. So I think if anything, from a weight perspective, yeah, like I said, I have those foods that if I'm eating them regularly, I'll gain some weight. And then I know that if I don't eat those foods, I'll lose the weight. I mean, it's literally like I've gotten it down to that science. I don't eat fast food. I don't, there's a lot of things I don't do. Just to try and maintain my weight. And that's okay, because fast food doesn't make me happy. But I don't know if I answered your question. I'm kind of rambling.
That's the point. That's the point.
That's the point. Rambling's the point.
Well, you've got a lot of information and a lot of experience. So, I wanted to know if you have any personal mottos or anything that, just really helps you keep moving that you personally came up with.
So so I teach a lot of fitness classes, and that's really how I built my wellness business, was from starting to teach fitness classes back in the day. And I remember one day I said, it's not about being skinny, it's about being strong. And the next day, like 3 women came up to me, they're like, thank you for saying what you did yesterday. And I didn't even remember saying it. And I said, what was it? And they said, when you said, be strong, not skinny. That they're like, that, we relate to that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, that is how I live my life too. Like, I'm never going to be skinny. I don't want to be skinny, but I want to be strong. I want to raise my daughter to be strong. So I'd say if I've had over the years any sort of personal, fitness motto or just inspiration, it is being strong, not skinny. And if you can focus on being strong, you're going to get the body that's right for you. And it might not be skinny, and that's okay. So I would say that's probably what I focus on. And I work with a lot of women, a lot of body image. I'm a huge body image warrior, mostly because now that I have a teenage daughter, right? I really wanted her to have a good body image and to not think that she needed to be super skinny and to know that she could be strong and still be valuable. So I would say that's probably strong, not skinny.
I love that motto. That's a great motto. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what makes you tick?
Oh man, that's funny that you asked that, because I was just thinking about this last night. What I love being at the gym or at a fitness studio at the end of class, like when everybody comes out, whether I'm taking a class or teaching it or whenever that community piece happens and people start sharing their journeys. And it happened last night at the gym I was at. One guy was talking about how it's been a year. He was a January person, like he was a New Year's resolutioner, and it's been a year, and he's been taking classes and been getting more fit. I don't know how much weight he's lost, but he's just so filled with excitement and joy over his fitness journey over the last year. And then another woman chimed in, and as I walked out of the gym, I thought, that's it. That is the reason I love this all so much, is I love hearing people's stories about how wellness and health and nutrition and fitness and supplementation, how that's all like literally transformed their lives. That is 100% my favorite thing. 100%. I just got really excited about it.
I do too, and that's why I want to do this. I want to be interviewing people and sharing, your excitement with, you did this 10 years ago and you're still living that excitement, and that's infectious. It's amazing. So
There's people you can help. That's my favorite part. Like I could walk out of my door right now and help anybody. And sometimes helping somebody, you don't have to be a fitness trainer in the health and wellness business to help somebody. Maybe you just meet them for a walk. Maybe you just talk to them. Maybe you just, go out and have a hot cup of tea and talk about wellness or whatever together and share your stories. Like if we all did that, if we all supported people in our transformations and our wellness journeys, and they are journeys, gosh, I can't even imagine what that world would be like. It'd be amazing.
It would be, for sure.
That's why I like to be around people like you, because you're doing that too. So super exciting.
So last question. If you could give advice to the old you, or, someone that might have been in the same mindset that you were 10 years ago, what would it be?
Oh my gosh, this is probably gonna make me cry. So I would say, don't be scared. Like, I spent a lot of years being very scared of what people thought. And when I would go to the gym, I was very scared. Was I wearing the right thing? I had no idea what to do on any of those machines. Just stop being scared. And if you are so scared that it's paralyzing you, if that fear is paralyzing you, connect yourself to someone who believes in you. Because I look back on my journey, and the whole reason I'm here is because there was somebody else that I met at that gym, and she believed in me. I had no ounce of belief in myself, but she believed in me. She was the one that first put the bug in my ear, like, hey, you should teach. And I remember being like terrified, but she believed in me. And so that's when I got to the point where I was not fearful anymore, and I recognized that fear. Then I decided I was going to be that person that believes in people. So you got to get over your fear. I would say to the old Angie, like, stop being so scared. Your life is short, and those years are going to go by quick, and you deserve to feel good. So stop being scared and get yourself around people who are going to build you up and believe in you, because they're out there. Like Charity and I, we're two of them right here, right? We're out there. That's what we want, because you've been in the exact same place. I know, Charity, where when you find people that become your tribe and become your cheerleaders, for lack of a better word, everything changes. And then one day you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I believe in myself. Okay, who can I help believe in themselves? So that's what I would say. That would probably be my advice. Sorry, I almost cried. I don't know why I'm crying so much.
And that's okay. That's okay. Thank you so much, Angie.
You're welcome.
Really great. That's great advice. And I love hearing your story, and I'm sure everyone's going to really take a little seed and just plant it in their heart. So I hope
Yeah.
that was helpful. And thank you so much, Angie.
Thank you for asking me. I super honored that you asked me. So thanks.
All right. Have a great day.
Okay, you too. Bye.